Go. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our info session all about eco-villages in Italy. So glad that you're here. So glad we have so
Hello.
many people interested in Italian eco-villages. I think we had close to 200 people register for today's event, so it's very exciting to see the interest, the enthusiasm, feel the support. Yeah, and thanks for all of you for making the time to be here live as well. We are recording and we will send out the recording once this event is finished. But for those of you who are here live, I'd really encourage you to turn on your camera if you feel like you can. We love seeing the faces. And I also would invite you, if you're here with us live, to put a little message in the chat to share just briefly about yourself, why you're here today, if you have like a burning question, something you really want to know about. If you yourself already live in an intentional community, I'd love to know which one, where in the world you're calling in from. I know we have people from all around the world. So please go ahead and put a note in the chat so we can get a sense of who's here. And as we get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Cynthia, and I'm going to be the host for today's event. I'm the founder of Ecovillage Tours, which is the organization that's hosting today's event and hosting the upcoming Italian Ecovillage Tour. And we have a few staff members in the room. We have Rebecca here with us from Ecovillage Tours. She's going to be helping with the chat. So feel free to put any questions you have, any technical issues in the chat, and Rebecca will help you. And we also are joined by many wonderful people from Italy who will be presenting, most especially our two Italian Ecovillage Tour guides. We have Safir with us. Safir, you want to give a wave? And we have Giovanni. So I'm going to give them both a chance to introduce themselves once we get into the presentation. We also have Massimo and Christina here from Torri Superiore. And we'll be joined hopefully later by a woman named Mikako who lives at Damanhur. So I love when we get to hear directly from the people in the communities, because obviously I don't live in Italy. My ancestry is from Italy, so I have a little connection there, but I'm mostly based in the United States here in central Vermont. Good. So let's see here. I want to see now the chat. Oh my gosh, so many messages. Wow, Emil's here from Paraguay, North Carolina, Seattle, Washington. Oh, wow. Oh, somebody here from Africa even. Portland, Oregon, California. Oh my goodness. I love it. People from all around the world. Just fantastic. Ah. Sardinia. Yeah, nice. Great. Well, welcome everyone once again, and I'm going to get things started. I'm going to share my screen and pull up today's presentation. We have a lot to cover. This will be a 1 hour long event, but we're gonna move through it quite quickly and leave hopefully a good chunk of time at the end to answer all your questions. So once again, if you're just tuning in, here we are for the presentation about ecovillages and intentional communities in Italy. And that photo in the background is the beautiful Torri Superiore. It is a community I got to visit almost a decade ago, and I was just like early in my journey exploring communities and came upon this beautiful ancient village with archways and tunnels, and it just really enchanted me and got me really inspired on my journey to continue to explore communities. And we're here to talk today about the Ecovillage Tour coming up. So just want to make sure you have that information up front. The dates are September 30th through October 9th. So it's the last day in September. It's a 10-day tour visiting over 8 different communities throughout the northern region of Italy. So we're going to get into a lot more of the details about the trip. But first, to share a little bit more about myself. As I mentioned, I'm the founder of Ecovillage Tours, and I come to this work myself having traveled the world visiting communities. So here on the right is a photo of me in Denmark visiting a community which had really cool buildings, natural building architecture. And over here on the left is actually some photos of the community where I now live. So I live in a small intentional community in Vermont. We are 8 households on 15 acres. And everyone who lives here gets to build their own home. So I've also been building my house while living in community. And I love it so much. Every day fills me with joy and connection and purpose. And it's something that as I'm beginning in my life to not travel as much, to settle down more and be more present in the community where I live, I really wanted to help continue to bring more people into the network, make it possible for more people to do what I did and actually journey and visit communities. So that was the genesis of Ecovillage Tours. We got started in 2019, right in time for a worldwide pandemic. So we had a slow start, but we have been hosting a number of trips in the last 3 years or so. And to date, we've hosted 12 trips in 7 different countries. We host trips in Costa Rica, different regions of Europe, the United States, India. We now have trips we're offering in Bali as well. We've hosted over 100 participants, and we work closely with 12 guides, like the guides you're going to meet today, who are really rooted in the regions where they bring people to go and explore and visit communities where they already have relationships, so that you can connect directly through those relationships and not really come as a community to a community as a stranger, but really come as a friend. So real briefly here, who are our trips for? We see obviously people who are interested in intentional communities, but also those who really want a values-aligned travel experience, who maybe want to do a vacation in Italy, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to do the normal tourist stuff. You want to go to support the local communities, local economies. You want to leave a positive impact. A lot of our participants feel overwhelmed sometimes by the number of communities out there, and they want somebody to sort of, yeah, hold their hand, walk them through it, be that friend who can introduce them to communities that we have selected as an organization as ones that we really want to showcase. A lot of our participants want to themselves find a community to join or even start a new intentional community, and want to connect to a network of support to take that next step forward. So we really are the only transformative travel experience that combines curated community visits, expert guidance, and you're going to hear that today, as well as all-inclusive, all your meals, transportation, lodging, so you can really relax and enjoy the transformative experience and not at all be stressed out by the logistics. We are a offering that combines learning and a vacation and gives you that genuine connection with community. Not only the communities you visit, like oftentimes people come on our trips thinking, oh, I want to visit that community and that community, but then what they leave with is this beautiful feeling of community that they've created with the other participants they've traveled with. All right, so that's a little bit about Ecovillage Tours, and now we're going to switch into talking about Italy and this trip coming up. And it's funny because we didn't necessarily have Italy in the cards to make happen this year, but we were approached or connected somehow, I think through a mutual friend, with Safir and Giovanni. And they were like, we want to make this trip happen. We want to work with you. Please, can we do it this year? And we were like, oh, can we push it back? They were like, no, no, it has to be in the autumn. It's the perfect time to visit Italy. So we said, okay, and I'm so glad we did, because now here we are and the trip is already halfway full and it's going to happen. So it's awesome. All right, so let me introduce now Safir and Giovanni, our wonderful tour guides. I'll let you two unmute yourselves, and maybe if you could share firstly an introduction about yourselves, but also about your organization, Silent Steps, and the Italian Ecovillage network you're connected with. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So I'm Safir, and nice to meet you all. I'm one of the two guide of this tour with Giovanni, and I've been part of the intentional network of ecovillages and intentional communities that is called Rive since 2012. And even I live right now in an intentional community, Cohousing Montesole, that we are going to visit during the tour. And I'm really passionate about doing things with other develop projects and so on. And I co-founded with Giovanni a special project that is called Silent Steps, that is active since 4 years ago. And we bring walks, meditative walks through ecovillages and intentional communities. And we just ended up the first walk through the co-housings near Turin, where I live, 2 days ago. And so we are still excited by this tour and full of emotions. And I pass to Giovanni.
Thank you. My name is Giovanni, and I'm from Sicily right now in Sicily because I have a parent here and some of my friends, best friends, and I'm really happy to be here and really curious about this webinar. And as Safir was telling us, we started this project that is called Silent Steps, and it was the
Oh, Giovanni, it sounds like you cut out there just when you were getting started. Let's see. Uh, Looks like it's just an internet glitch. Okay. Well,
Okay.
hopefully you're able
Maybe,
to reconnect.
yeah, maybe I can go a
Yeah.
little forward with the idea of this tour because it's true. We really ask for a connection, no, with Ecovillage Tours because we are already used to bring tours, even if we go walking through ecovillages and intentional communities in Italy. And so when I heard about Ecovillage Tours last year, I try some way to connect to you, even when I was in Ansbacka in Sweden. And then we realized this dream. And so now the Italian Ecovillage Tour is alive, and we are going to have this tour in October, and I'm very excited about this thing.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. I'm
this
excited too.
opportunity. Yeah. And we are going to be three people from Italy. So me, Giovanni, and even Giuseppe as a photographer, but he's even our social media manager, and he will support us because he spent many years in Great Britain and even with the GEN network, so the Global Eco Village network in Europe. So great.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, and I'll mention too, I feel like not only have we had you as our guides in the mix helping to plan this, but just to feel the full support of the Italian Ecovillage network. It is such a strong network and very passionate, and like I felt like they really wanted to see this happen and collaborate with us as well. So, yeah, it's just been a pleasure. Okay, so now let's talk about the wonderful country of Italy and what is special about the eco-villages within Italy. And I just put here a few things that came to my mind when I think of Italian eco-villages, myself having visited some of them. But Safir and Giovanni, if we get him back on, please feel free to chime in. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, especially coming myself from the United States, we don't have 13th century stone villages in the United States. And so just to see the eco-villagers that have re-inhabited historic villages is just incredible. To see the ancient architecture and this beautiful integration with the rural ancient villages, but then the modern solar panels and permaculture growing techniques and the blending of the old and new has just been really incredible to witness, as well as in Italy, a lot of the communities being focused on the arts and spirituality. We're going to speak about Damanhur community, especially later on. The close-knit intergenerational style of community living that has, I mean, you can see here in this photo, this is the terrace, I think at Torri Superiore, and people handing tools and things up. It's so romantic and also just really exemplifies that power of cooperation to grow food in a regenerative way and use permaculture techniques. And then, of course, having the slow food and the slow food movement that's so strong in Italy as well. So, yeah, Safir and others, would you add to this or comment?
I think that we can go on because I'm really curious even to listen something from the two communities that we are going to that we are having here as Torri Superiore, and as soon as possible maybe Macaco with Damanhur. So
Yeah, great. Let's do it. So I'm gonna switch on over to sharing the website for the Ecovillage Tour. This is just the web page, so you have access to all of this information as well, everyone listening, ecovillagetours.com/Italy. And I'm going to scroll on down just so we can get a nice visual of the communities that we'll be speaking about. So here we have the maps. You can actually go and see where each of these communities are located. And yeah, let's start by talking about Torri Superiore.
yes, if you
So,
move back a little to the map,
map? Yeah, let's do it.
I can show you that we are going to visit places from the border with Switzerland till France. We are going to visit Torre Superiore, that is real close to France, and we are going even to spend an afternoon in Menton in France. So we are going to see the seaside, the rivers, the Lago Maggiore, a wonderful lake. So we are going to visit Turin for a couple of hours, and so it's a tour full of different landscapes and sites. So it's really I can yeah say that it's plenty of different sites and different tastes. So great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited too.
I love that. Yeah, thank you for mentioning. Yeah, it is incredible how in one country you can go from the border of Switzerland up here in the north down to the coast in France, and I look at that. It's just gorgeous. All these old villages and landscapes. Ah, such an incredible route. Okay, very good. Then I'll go back over here. And now, so Massimo and Christina, would you like to introduce the community that you call home? They're deciding who will go first.
I go first because I will speak about Torri Superiore in general. Then Massimo will tell more about the workshop he will do it. He will going to do with Lucilla Borio about clips and permaculture. So, as you said, Torri Superiore is a medieval village that in more than 30 years we restore all. It was abandoned and destroyed, not all, but part of it, a lot of it, and we restore it with the help of many people during these 30 years. And as you say, Cynthia, it's a really precious place because you can see exactly the eco-village, the medieval village, how it was, because actually it's really in this century. And with a bit of modernity, because of course we are modern. And we lived there in 20 people, and we had a guest house for tourism, but we also have also courses, workshops, seminars, and we work with the European the Europe program, European program of Erasmus. So what we like really, it's the incredible different of people from age to different countries to different position that come in Torri, and we is in this tiny village in the middle of nowhere, more or less, we meet all the world. So it's very nice if you come, if the people from US will come, because I think that is a unique, not because it's our village, but it's a unique, I mean, it's a special. Because as you said, architecturally, and also what we really did in these years, because we build, we restore the eco-village, we create a community, a intentional community with a lot of people, a lot of children. We grow up a lot of children, and we had also the guest house and all these voluntary programs. So it's well, this is just an overview about what we did. And also we had a lot of courses and workshop about different topics related to the sustainability, like the facilitation and consensus by Bear Bricks, that I think that many of you knows, permaculture with Richard Wade in the beginning, and we develop, and so many other, and we develop these also in Italy and among the Ecovillage network. So our Ecovillage, what I said, it's started around the 90s and is still really active in also in the close with our neighbor. We have a good and strong relationship, and I don't want also to forget that we have also an agriculture project made by olives. So we produce olive oil, and made by gardens, and we produce vegetables and fruits. So
And
that's it.
maybe I want to add one thing about Torri Superiore, that is one of the most important eco-village for the Italian Ecovillage network, because we usually go in Torri Superiore during our winter meetings. So the meeting that is between eco-villages and communities. And also Torri Superiore was the co-founder of the Italian Ecovillage network, and it has a main role even in the foundation of the Gen Europe network. So Torri Superiore, I think, is with Damanhur the most international community in Italy, I suppose.
Yes, I didn't mention everything during these 30 years, but as Safir said, we also had here the Global Ecovillage Network office for 4 or 5 years in the beginning. So we had a big role also in building this Global Ecovillage Network that is still very, very important. And also, as you said, for the Italian network, the Ecovillage Italian network. Go.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. I was a bit short, but I know that we don't have a lot of time.
Great. Yes, thank you so much. I know it's a lot to condense 30 years of Ecovillage living and building into 5 minutes, but you did a great job, and that's why people need to go and visit you to learn more. Massimo, would you like to share now about the workshop that you're hosting?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ciao, hello to everyone. We are waiting for you. And okay, just at the end of the summer. In the program, we, talking with Safir, we decided it would be nice to have in the program not just to show the place and and the story of the place, but also to organize two seminars that are two important seminars that are happening in the last years here in Torri. I think it's, you know, it's the end of many years of experience. We arrive with these two seminars. The first is CLIPS, that it's an acronym that I don't remember all the words, but one is incubation of communities. And CLIPS was really a condensation of experience all over intentional community in Europe on group dynamics. Now, we know that there are so many groups that start and want to create a new communities, but we know also that, let's say that 75% of the project that start fail in few years. So we organize a team of work with people from experience for different eco-village. So the tools that we create are not tools that come from university or academic studies, but come from daily life. You know, it's really a grassroots work. CLIPS is a solution-oriented program designed to and developed for primary to guide communities in their initial step, but then also is today useful also for all the initiative of groups that work together and that experience challenges. And I think it's a very, very interesting program for all the people that, not just for people that live in community, but all the people that work in different kind of groups and that recognize the importance and the values of community. And this is the first morning, no? People arrive in Torri in the evening, and then the first morning will be dedicated to introduction of CLIPS, and then the second part of the day will be a presentation of Torri, and then this trip to Menton, to France, because we are really on the border with France. And then the day later, we will use the morning for an introduction to social permaculture. And let's say that, I don't know if, I think that most of you knows permaculture, so, but anyway, will be a very short introduction of what permaculture is. That is a system of design. But the interesting thing is that, you know, the principle of design have been studied and extrapolate from nature, from observation of nature. But permaculture is not just principle of design, are also ethics, and the ethics are extrapolate from observation of humankind history. And so this permaculture, social permaculture, is this, that we recognize that as people, we carry two different history. That one is related with nature, and one is related with our history as human being. And it's very interesting using these tools to recognize that also in people and group dynamic, we can recognize pattern that works also in nature. So there are systems that work in a river, in a forest, but also in groups. There are patterns that are really, really the same and that help people to understand what is going on. But also there are other patterns that are related with something that is unique and specifically human, that are laws of that we could call consciousness. And this pattern are based on the laws of consciousness. So talking about social permaculture is talking about these things that we have inside. We are nature, like everything is on earth. And even if sometimes it's strange to say, we are unique because consciousness is in the human being history. So this is what we want to offer with you. And then at the end will be a film just few half a minute to say this because we organized 2 years ago 10 days intense course on social permaculture, and we filmed all the 10 days, and now this became a docu film that has been presented last month in the Permaculture Wild Ideas Festival as a premiere. And then we still are waiting for the premiere in Italy that will happen at the end of this month. So in October will be still interesting. That quite new document that we present is a group of 30 people from all over Europe that work for 10 days on this focus, how we can arrive, how to say, exploring the not exploring yet field of social permaculture. So
yes.
ready to share with you.
Yes. Oh, wow. Thank you. It's really great
Yeah.
to get an insight into what you'll learn in that workshop and that documentary.
Grazie, grazie. Can I say grazie?
Of course.
There you go.
There you go. Ah, beautiful.
So maybe, Cynthia, we can give a chance to Giuseppe, that I saw that he joined us to introduce a little himself, and even to Giovanni if he wants to add something more, till we wait a little for Macaco to join us, maybe.
I think Mokako's here, actually.
Oh,
is here.
wonderful.
Yes.
Great. Anyway, if we can give yes a chance to Giuseppe, because I know that he has to move away from the meeting
Okay,
in 2 minutes, maybe.
Giuseppe, hello, welcome. You're going to be supporting on the trip with photography and videography, yes?
Yes, here I am. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Yes, so I've been supporting Silent Steps for the past year with the communication and yeah, working also taking pictures and shooting videos for probably you will see in the website or in the social media, most of them. And so yeah, I'm super pleased to support you and in this voyage, in this trip, as I also know most of the people will also be visiting, so it will be super nice to meet them again with all of you. And so yeah, looking forward to it.
So Giuseppe, just to ask you, I know that you were a marketing worker, no, in the normal society, and then you decided just to work for projects that you are passionate in. So what does move you, no, in working with Silent Steps before and now even with Ecovillage Tours for the Italian Ecovillage? What is
Yeah,
close
sure.
to your values in some way or to the values of the communities, if you can say?
Totally. Yeah, so I actually lived 5 years in England after high school, and I've been studying design and communication, and worked in an agency, but then just found out in 2020 with COVID times that I want to get closer to nature and projects that support permaculture and things that are more aligned with these values of protecting nature and the earth. And so in the past years, I've been slowly shifting from more ordinary jobs to projects that I believe in, like Silent Steps, and also support ecovillages in Italy, but also the national network and the European network of ecovillages. And so, yeah, these past years have been quite enriching on this side. And luckily, it took some years, but I'm like any dream we can have. It's super nice to always keep thinking of them, and I just believe they arrive. I've been dreaming of this probably 3 years ago, and now I'm now actually in Ecovillage in Italy, in the central of Italy, and working from a laptop and still meeting people, and yeah, this makes me surely quite happy about this about this trip I had, this voyage.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for your work and choosing to
Thank you.
dedicate your work to the projects that you care about. And
Thank you for
to
giving me
see
the
your photos.
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the photos and the videos that come out of the trip. Because that's the whole point. You know, it's a limited space on this trip. We would love to bring everyone we possibly could, but it's a limited group. And so, how do we share the stories and the learnings and get people inspired beyond just the attendees? And you're going to be a big part in helping with that. So, thank you. Great. Okay, so now we can talk about the Federation of Damanhur, and I want to welcome Makako, who is joining with us from Damanhur. And Makako, I'll just ask you to unmute. I'm going to put the spotlight on you. Thank you so much for being here. It's really good to see you.
It's my pleasure, Cynthia, and it's long time no see,
Yeah.
but it's always beautiful to see your beautiful face, and lovely to see also Safir and to see Massimo and Cristina. Really beautiful to see you all. And of course, to see all the people that I don't know yet. And so, speaking about the Federation of Damanhur, there is so much I could tell you, but I will have to stick to a little synthesis of everything. So, as it is written here, Damanhur is a federation of about 35 communities, different communities, which has just celebrated and is in the year of celebrating its 50th birthday. Yes, 50th birthday. So you are coming to Damanhur also in a special year, and that's really also meaningful. So Damanhur is the biggest community in Europe, and one of the oldest. And I would say, you know, we are so many. So actually, we are 1,000 people all together all over the world. And only here in this place where we are, in Valchiusella, there are 600 people living. 600 people from Damanhur. So you can imagine that with 50 years of history and with so many people, a lot of different dynamics and things have unfolded. So, you know, we have changed our own assets and our structure many times. And especially also in these last years after COVID, we have become, it's a federation of communities. So there are 4 big communities, and every one of these communities also has a specific function inside of Damanhur. So these communities, you are going to meet at least, I think, 3 of them, maybe all of them. And you will visit Arcatentiris, which is the community where I live. And Arcatentiris is, let's say, a little bit a pioneer community, because it has always been both, as well as social renewal is concerned, as well as a lot of appropriate technology, so ecology applied. It has always been cutting edge inside of Damanhur, and a little bit rebel inside of the community of Damanhur. And so you will have the possibility to visit the territory here, and you will visit a lot of photovoltaic and different generations of photovoltaic. You will visit different structures built with different methods, like straw bale houses, earthback houses, or super adobe, tree house, and a house that rotates with the sun. And you will see a lake landscape in a certain sense. You will see the water circle because we have springs, and how the water is used, and how it goes back to the earth. So a lot of different things that are linked really to the ecology. And what we are going to do is that we are going to, when you come here, beside visiting the place, which is already very beautiful, because we have old rocks, really, because we are in a place where there are the Alps, And so we have the rose granite, it's called, and the rose granite is really very, very beautiful. And so we have big rocks, and that's also why we have a microclimate inside of Damanhur. So here it's always 2 or 3 degrees warmer than where the central Damanhur is. So that is called Damil, where the original place was. And here we have rocks, really beautiful rocks, where already the Celts came and had their ceremonies thousands of years ago. So this was a place that was inhabited by the Celts, and it's a very romantic and magical landscape, I would say. And then we will do a workshop here. We will do a workshop. How is Damanhur? You can see it up here. Look here, Damanhur. Can you see it? It's communities within Damanhur we'll visit.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we will have, exactly, thank you for somebody. And then you will visit also the Terre di Oropan, which is the agricultural community, very much. And it has a lot to do, especially with self-sufficiency as far as food is concerned. And they also are interesting because they use different governance. You know, every community of Damanhur has chosen different ways of governance. So in Oropan, sociocracy, which is a kind of new governance that had come out for communities, and of decision making and of organization, of organizing the community has come out, and they use. No, I'm not showing the photos. I'm sorry, I don't have the photos here, and I was not prepared for this. I'm sorry, and you will see. But I really hope you will come, so that you will have the possibility to make the photos, not only to just look at photos. And then Damil is really the original, let's say, the traditional center. It's like the capital of Damanhur, and and the capital of Damanhur is like a beautiful park in a certain sense, where we have also the open temple. And in this open temple, there have been celebrated many different rituals linked to evolution of humankind. So not only Damanhurians, but there has been even a Christian priest from Northern America, but usually the churches are very far away. But we have had like shamans from Tibet, we had from Siberia, from South America, many, from North America, many shamans, and also lamas from Tibet and from India. And so it's like really a place that is tinged with a lot of history and energy. And then you have circuits that you can walk, and these circuits are energetical catalyzers in a certain sense that have specific functions. So it's really very beautiful. And I would also like, so Damanhur is really like a society in miniature, because in Damanhur we have everything. We have everything from all professions, from everything. And when you come to Arcatentiris especially, I will be with you, and I will, besides showing you around and giving you a tour of the place with all the explanations of the more technical things, but we will have a community experience workshop. I'm just coming from one. That's also why I'm not so fluid in talking, because I'm a little tired. I just finished there and run here because I just finished with the new live program, and we had a beautiful session exactly about community building and really to experience what community means. And we can do that in many different ways. And I like to do that also with some playfulness, but also with some really deep stuff. So I really hope that you all sign up and that we are going to meet, so that you can experience the magic of this place and the magic of community. And do you have any more questions?
Thank you so much. That was really great. And appreciate you making the time right after you finished another workshop to be here. I don't know, let's see. Oh, well, some people are asking, would it be possible to, separate from this experience, come to Damanhur to visit or even rent a home in the community? Maybe speaking a little bit about that.
So it's possible to find places around here. For sure, it's possible to come and visit Damanhur at any time of the year. And so that's definitely so. And you can also find places around. There are some. It's not so easy to find, but it's also not so difficult to find. And you can find like bed and breakfast that are not so expensive for a while, and also long-term bed and breakfast. So this is definitely possible, yes.
Oh, good. Great. Good. Thank you so much.
Maybe Cynthia, I want to add that Macaco herself, she brings even the knowledge from the Global Ecovillage Network Europe, because she was the president of this network for 7 years. So she brings even this site into our tour.
Yeah, that's true, because I think that the side of Jen and the eco-village approach is really something that is very dear to my heart, because I started in 2007. I was involved for Damanhur. I was the representative for Damanhur, and then the next year I already got elected into the council and became president. So I had the possibility to really look at a lot of different communities and to see what makes communities successful and what are the pitfalls of communities and why sometimes communities don't survive. And I think there is something that is so precious to all communities, whatever community you talk about. I mean, every community is extremely precious, because it's like, we are all individuals and we are group animals. So being individuals and being group animals, we need to find the right space. Sometimes people ask me, but in a community, isn't it a risk that all the people become the same? No, it's exactly the opposite. So everybody becomes a character in communities, because you have so many mirrors who tell you who you are, and that you also don't have to keep up a form, but you rather go into authenticity, And this is something that is not only in Damanhur like that. It's in all communities who have a long-term community experience. Because in communities, you have the possibility to experience yourself in so many different ways. So I think that community in itself is really beautiful, and there are many different communities inside of Jen who are all different and all similar. They're all very different, and that's really its beauty, and all very similar. And also, if you go to Torri Superiore or if you come to Damanhur, you will find some things that are very similar and other things that are very different. And that's so inspiring and so beautiful, as well as all the other communities inside of Italy that you're going to visit. So
yes, great. Thank you. Yeah, I think everyone is really appreciating how you're not only going to see these different places and learn about them, but you get to spend time with people like Macaco, who have so much experience and such a wide network and exposure to diversity of community living, that she can really help you learn about what's out there and support you on your own journey towards community living. So yeah, thank you again for making the time today, Macaco.
You're so welcome. It's my pleasure. I
Safir,
really appreciate the work that you do. I really do.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise. Safir, would you like to mention briefly any of the other communities that will be visited on the trip? And I know we're coming up on time and people have questions.
Yeah, okay. Very shortly, we are going to visit Alpe Pianello as the first community that is close to the Swiss border. And they are, as you can see in the first picture on the left, they are really close. They are up to the wonderful lake into the Alps, the Lago Maggiore. And they have a wonderful microclimate, even if they are at 1,000 meters above the sea level, and they are a very really new community, a very international community and a spiritual community themselves, and they are having a circle right now with Ellica and Simon, so from Manitonquat, the Manitonquat movement in these days, and so that's why Phil is not here with us. And then we are going to visit Villaggio Verde, that is another community. They are even from the early 80s, so we are plenty of really historical communities in this tour. And then we are going to move to Damanhur, to Valchiusella, with different nucleos and community, as Macaco said, and we are going even to visit the temples, the humankind temples. A wonderful place, really inspiring. And then we are going to move to the south till La Casarotta, that is a permaculture project on the hills between Piedmont and Liguria. So it's not far from the sea. And we are going to have a wonderful lunch with them. And then we are going to reach Torri Superiore in Liguria, close to the French border, as you already heard from this community. And then coming back to the north, going to Milan, where you are going to arrive at the airport, we are moving into Turin, and we are going to visit the co-housing numero zero. That is, numero zero means the number zero, because they are the first co-housing in Italy into a city, into a town. And so we are going to visit them into the center of Turin, that is a wonderful historical city in the northwest of Italy. And we are going to have a little walk inside the city. And then we are moving to co-housing Montesole, where I live. That is a co-housing close to Turin in green hills. And then we are moving back to Milan. And we are going to spend 10 days together, visiting a lot of communities, a lot of places, and I trust that we are going to have emotions together, and we are going to transform ourselves, both the participants and even the guides, because I'm really passionate to participate in the tour.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Safir. Thank you for the quick journey through those different communities, and hours could be said about each one. So thank you just for the glimpse. Great. Well, now we are coming towards the end of our time together, and I know we have questions in the chat, so I want to get to those. But first, I'm going to share a little bit more practical information about the trip, because this always comes up in the questions, and I want to make sure you have this information because the trip is filling. We already have 8 people or more who are registered already, and we have our 3 guides who will be leading the journey. So we'll either be in 2 or possibly even 3 vans. So that means we'll have space for up to 20 participants. But it's flexible because we have those vans that we can add on. So it's going to be an incredible journey, and I want to make sure you know what's included. As we've said, 10-day trip. That includes all of your transportation from the starting point in Milan back to the ending point in Milan. So you don't need to worry about any transportation. You just got to get yourself there to the starting point, hopefully on time to start the adventure. And then there's 10 days of really amazing meals. Like, oh my gosh, the food is such a highlight on all of our trips because the communities themselves often grow the food that then you eat on the table with the residents who grew it. It's just amazing. On this trip, there will be a visit to about 8 different communities. So that's about 1 community visit per day on the trip. So there will be a fair amount of moving around, but also some time to actually stay in the communities. I think nearly every night on this trip, you'll actually be sleeping in the community itself. So it's awesome that the communities in Italy have space to accommodate everyone to actually stay on site. And then there's the quality time with the founders and the residents, and I think you've been getting a good sense of that during this webinar already. As well as I really want to emphasize the community that'll be built among your fellow tour participants. So for each tour, we create a WhatsApp group, and it's like every day I get a message from participants in the various WhatsApp group of trips that have happened years ago. So people really stay connected and support each other long after the trip is done. Obviously, getting the guidance of local experts, people who live in Italy, are Italian. And hopefully, I mean, our hope is that you get some clarity by the end of the trip on what the next steps are for you and your own journey. You know, because my real hope is that this trip isn't just, you know, a trip that you have and you're, you know, it's the culmination, but no, it's the beginning or the next big step on your path towards a more intentional, community-oriented lifestyle. So more practicality for all of that 10 days. We are offering an early bird special of $250, so that's US dollars per day. And this is an early bird deal that ends this Sunday. So if you want to save around $700, I really encourage you to get your deposit in by this Sunday. All right, so mark your calendars, make sure you don't miss that window if this is something you want to do. We really want to see you put in your deposit by that date so you can get on the early bird deal. And we've really tried to make this as doable financially as possible for everyone who wants to join. So the way we've structured it is that you can submit your $500 refundable deposit. So it's fully refundable up until 60 days prior to departure. And then after that, you can do a payment plan of just 4 additional payments of $500 that you can space out over the coming months until the trip. And we really offer a lot of customizable payment plans if you want to work with us to find something that will be affordable and doable for you. So that's the aim, is to make this doable. And in addition, we'll probably have a few work trade positions. And that's through our scholarship program. So if you're like, I really would need additional help and you have the ability to volunteer during the trip, then that's something that we can explore together. Okay, so make sure you get your deposit in by this Sunday. If you have any additional questions on top of that, we have Rebecca here, who is our team member at Ecovillage Tours. Rebecca herself is an Ecovillage Tour alumni. She went on the Costa Rica trips last year, and she's going to be going on the Hawaii Ecovillage Tour coming up this winter. So Rebecca, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, if you have any questions about the tour, I'm happy to help. I just dropped my Calendly link, my email. Looking forward to connecting, and really honored, Cynthia, to be in the presence of everyone on this call. It's just been so lovely, and seeing all the different communities, it's so inspiring. I'm actually Italian myself. My mom just taught me the homemade lasagna recipe 2 days ago. I'm visiting family here in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's an honor being here, and I'd love to dive deeper. If anyone wants to book a call, I look forward to connecting.
Great. Thank you, Rebecca. And yeah, look in the chat, folks, for that link to book a call with Rebecca. Okay, so I think that's all that we have, and I'm going to stop my screen share now. And just once again, say thank you so much to all of our presenters, all the information and stories that were shared, all the communities we got to just get a glimpse of. And I know there's much, much more to come. So let's...
Can I just say ciao, bellas?
Ah, ciao, bellas. Yeah, Shanti, you're getting all the Italian phrases. That's great. Excellent. Good. Well, I see we are at time now, so it's okay if you need to head off, but we'll leave maybe just 10 minutes or so if there's any burning questions that people have. We can have a little group discussion time before we sign off. Oh, thank you all so much. I really see all of the appreciation in the chat. So many people have the Italian phrases. It was great. Beautiful. Yes. So yeah, we'll be sending out the recording. And if you want Rebecca's information, that is now in the chat. Yep. And the different communities that we spoke about are all on that webpage, the ecovillagetours.com/Italy. Just looking through. Ooh, Safir, Ariel is asking, will there be time for hikes and swimming on the trip? You want to speak to that?
Yes, we are going to swim in several different places, as in the Chiusella River in Damanhur, in Val Chiusella, and then the river that I don't remember the name, the river near Torri Superiore.
Bevera.
Okay, the Bevera River, that is wonderful. I had yeah, we even go to swim there during the winter, and then we are going to swim in Menton in France, in one of the most wonderful spiagge, oddio non mi viene in mente il nome, beaches.
Beach.
Beach in yes, in the Mediterranean Sea. So wonderful places for all of us.
Ah, great.
And even we are going to have little walks in Val Chiusella and even near Torri Superiori and Alpe Pianello, because we are close to the Alps, no? So we are in a wonderful, wonderful places.
Great. So we have some people joining us who are maybe US citizens and considering, could I move to Italy and potentially join one of these communities? Do you have any insight into the visa process if somebody wanted to take that first step and stay longer in Italy? Or maybe Macaco, you know, for internationals joining one of these communities, what does that process look like?
Yeah, that's you know, the visa process is not an easy game. So it's kind of, the first one is really easy, but then you have to get out and you have to come in again, or you have to have a work somewhere, or you have to marry someone, or you have to have a lot of money and you again, so that you buy some land and some place, and with that also you can get a visa. But it's not exactly so easy. But for sure, the first 3 months are very beautiful and very easy. To move to Europe from the States is always a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Do people do it though, Macaco? Is it
Yes,
possible?
of course.
Yeah.
If you really want to stay in a place, you find a solution, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for your honesty about that. And then how
What I
about,
can say is that we have some communities that are open to new residents, as Alpe Pianello, and I think even in Damanhur, maybe you are open. Yes, you
Yes,
are.
we are
So
always open. Of
okay.
course. Mhm.
Okay, just to say.
Mhm.
good. How about for the children going to school or even for teenagers? What kind of educational opportunities are there? Is there like a school that all the Ecovillage children go to, or how does it work?
Can I say that I think that knowing the majority of community in Italy, there are different kind of school situation. In Torri Superiore, we decided to send our children to the public school that is close to our village to make them integrate in the neighborhood and in the society. Didn't decide to live like us. So it was a great opportunity also to support the little school in the town. But there are also communities that make homeschooling, or as Macaco, they have their own school. So it is different, many different opportunities.
Yeah, let me just add to this. We have a school from 6 months to 14 years. So we have elementary school and middle school. And we have a lot of children from outside of Damanhur coming to our school because it's a very beautiful school with a lot of experimentation, with a lot of knowledge about themselves. They have outdoor aulas, so it's like classrooms. So it's like really beautiful as well. They have everything. So and they have one thing that is very particular, which is that they're a traveling school. So they not only learn some things at home, so where they are, but they also go out into the world to big places, like they have been to India, to Morocco, to New York, even to the ABC studios in New York for a week, so because we have contacts everywhere in the world, and that has allowed them to go really in many, many, many places and to see how the things that they learn really express in real life. And then after 14 years, they go to the secondary schools outside of Damanhur. And usually, as they have had so much experience in the social realm, very often they are elected like class guides, or I don't know what it's called, like class, when you're the representative, like class representatives, and so on, because they just have so much social experience, So yes, but it's they are not open for people to have, like, for example, for the summer to drop their children or something like that. So it's really like if you go to the school, you have to be in the school. But we have, I think, more than half of the people that are from around. So, and some people moved here just because of the school.
Oh, wow. Sounds amazing. I wish I had that chance in school. Travel the world. Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, and Verdaluz, I see your message here about wanting to focus on education during your time on the trip. And we really are, because it's a relatively small group, we are able to be flexible in that way. If you say, I want to come on the trip, I really want to focus on education, can that be something that's focused on, that I might have time to ask more questions about that? So yes, we can make that happen. Okay, I think just one more question. There's a question here about income sharing in community. And do people who live in your communities generally work in the community, maybe for the community? Do they have outside jobs away? How do the economics and how does work happen in the community?
I think that's very different in the different communities. And again, I can tell you from Damanhur, we have a lot of associations and companies. So quite many people work inside the associations or companies that are Damanhurians, but they are Damanhurian activities. And we have a lot of professionals, so they also work both for inside and for outside. We have very few employees that work outside of Damanhur. So like we have a lot of teachers that work also outside, not only inside. And about income sharing, well, we have a system which is half, so where we share a lot of things at the base, and then the rest is for us, for ourselves. So it's not a complete income sharing, but it's a very high level of income sharing. So I can tell you that, so we share the children, the upbringing of the children, the money for the schools, the money for the food and in the houses and the housing, the projects of Damanhur, the temples of humankind. We have funds for people who are unable to work for different reasons, but not not something like that goes on like the welfare usual, but just to help them and to find out things and how to make their life go again. So, and then we even have a security for the elders inside of Damanhur. And I think we are one of the 2 communities in Europe who have that.
Wow, amazing. Thank you.
Torri is a super small scale compared to Damanhur, but Torri is based on the concept of half and half. So half of the property is communal and half is private. We eat every day together because Torri has been created at dinner talking, but in each houses there is a private kitchen, and in Camera Private, someone work in Torri, some others goes down to town, and then we share a fix that we calculate all together that is based on the real cost of living together. So it's a try of halfway between individual and community.
Yeah, great. Yeah, good, complex question and good answers. It really helped us understand the different models and scenarios and sharing some things and independent with other things. That's great. And each community is different too. So you'll get to hear answers from the other ones on the trip. Very good. Okay, well, thank you all so much. Please remember you have just 3 days for the early bird sale for this trip, and we are filling up very quickly. So be sure to get your deposit in or schedule a time to speak with Rebecca if you have more questions. And yeah, thank you all for joining and being here. Oh, hi, Valor is here too. Hello, you're just finished our France Ecovillage tour. That just ended. Oh, so glad that you're here.
Yes, we just ended it, yes, today.
Yeah.
We'll go tomorrow to Portugal to start next, and probably I will be in Italy also, yes.
Yeah, awesome. You're going to do all of our European Ecovillage tours.
Yes, I will.
Fantastic. Very good. Okay, thank you all so much. Thank you, Safir and Giovanni.
Ciao.
Thank you. Wonderful.
We are
Ciao.
waiting for you in Italy with a lot of enthusiasm.
Looking forward.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Scusi, Italianos, Americanos, very jealous of you right now.
I know.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful.
Come in Italy, come here.
Come to visit us.
Oh, I'm gonna come twice. Sorry, that was dirty.
Wonderful Italian vibes.
Wonderful.
All right, bye-bye.
Grazie Macaco,
Ciao.
grazie Massimo, grazie
Ciao
Cristina.
ragazzi.
Grazie.
Ciao,
Ci vediamo
grazie.
presto.
Ciao
Ciao, ciao.
macaco.